Welcome back to video number 3 for this Monday morning, and the title says it all, my friends. Let's jump in and cover this, shall we? Let's go. So we're going to start with some very interesting information. When I was on the show with Steph the Alternate the other day, by the way, if you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out. Somebody in the comments put up some very interesting information about some of the stuff that Harry and Meghan recently announced. And I thought, is that true? I have to go back and take a look at that. Something doesn't sound right. So I went back and I looked. Do you see that right there? All of these show donations that they've given to other companies. It's where money that's donated to Archwell was given out. Remember, they were gifted like 13 million and they only gave out like 3 million and they held the rest back. So here's the first thing. If you look at the third one down, Parents Together Foundation, they gave them a donation of $50,000. Wait, Parents Together? That's right. Parents Together Foundation. This is a group. They have been around for years and years and years, and they cover everything from health to LGBTQ, education, family, coping strategies, you name it, it's there. So what Harry and Meghan did was give them a donation and then open a chat room. That's what basically they have, a chat room for bereaved parents. Not that there aren't chat rooms like that open all over the world, but they make it sound like they have launched the Parents Network and it's now available and it was all their idea and this and that and the other. And the truth is, it's a lie. The Parents Network is already in existence. As usual, they gave a donation and they're trying to take the credit. And that brought me down to another one. Again, look at the third one down, Hope Lab, Youth Program for Responsible Technology Fund. And they gave them $100,000. The Hope Lab is already in existence and has been in existence for years and years and years. They gave them $100,000. Hope Lab has been, again, running for years and years. And what it does is it supports the mental well-being of adolescents between 10 and 25. And what they want to do is help with social impact and empower young people. Again, nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. What Harry and Meghan have done is set up an award that they get to give out every year to make themselves look like they're doing something phenomenal. The truth is, once again, they gave a donation, they've tacked on, and they're trying to take the credit. This is just what they're doing all over the place. What they're trying to do is cotton off what the Earthshot Prize is doing, handing out awards, handing out money, trying to help. But instead of coming up with their own idea, which is what William did, they're just socking on to what other people are doing, giving out awards. Same thing with NAACP. They gave $100,000 to NAACP. Now every year they get to give out an NAACP award. This is how they try to make themselves look so philanthropic. Oh my God. All right, let's move on to our next story for today. I have to touch on this because it's coming out that Harry actually thought that by now King Charles would have made amends and forgiven him for everything he's done. But instead, tensions have gotten even worse. Now, you and I understand why they've gotten worse, but for some reason, I don't think Harry understands why they've gotten worse. Harry's plan to name and shame has massively backfired, in my opinion. What they're saying is, King Charles knows better than to talk to Harry at this point because Harry has proven to be untrustworthy. They're aware that Meghan is going to be writing a book. They're aware that Harry is trying to come up with stuff, for Spare 2.0. Apparently, King Charles is quite upset because Harry absolutely refuses to bring the kids to the UK. Harry wants Charles to interfere with the security row, and because he won't interfere, he's withholding the children. That's what's going on. Harry, I don't know what this man is thinking. All right, let's move on. And finally, to end this video, I've told you that Harry and Meghan are constantly trying to rewrite history, and they're doing it again. I don't know if you guys remember back in 2020, Harry asked to lay a wreath at the cenotaph, and he was told no. Well, they're putting out in the story that it wasn't the Queen who made that decision, that the Queen had no idea of her grandson's wishes, and that He was left so saddened by the decision, and it was seen as a sign that his official links to the family were permanently severed. Okay? They're claiming the Queen knew nothing about it. That's actually incorrect. Let me remind you that there are several reasons why Harry was not allowed to lay a wreath. Okay. Reason number one, the wreaths are not personal. They are laid on behalf of the Royal Marines, the Royal Air Force. Harry no longer held his honorary role. So therefore, no, he was not allowed to lay a wreath. Number two, he was no longer a working member of the royal family at his request. Harry is no longer a member of the military. So when Harry and Meghan had been told no, that they couldn't lay a personal wreath, they were well prepared, because on the day of Remembrance Day in the UK, in California, it was wet and rainy and nasty. And these pictures suddenly popped up. They had been taken days earlier. Harry and Meghan took out a permit, closed the cemetery, grabbed a fashion photographer. You could literally hear the fashion photographer say, "Okay, start walking." Snap, 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 snap. And they took these ridiculous pictures, which they then released to the media to show how sad Harry was, that he was, honoring the military in his own way because the family had cruelly snubbed him. When all of this was going on, these two were banking on who they were, not on who they are. And they're living on what they did in the past, not on what they're doing in the present at the time these photos were taken. Now, for people that said this was not a setup, as I had told you in previous videos, you had to get a permit. And this is the Los Angeles National Cemetery. And the director even had a thing up online that said you had to have an approved application, the script, a narrative description of all photo shoots. There's a whole lot of things you had to do. And by the way, they had already sold these photos by Remembrance Day. They got paid for doing this. And in another video, I let you guys know that somebody had called the cemetery under a ruse and had confirmed that the requisite permits were gotten way well ahead of Remembrance Day. So this was absolutely a PR stunt. But anyway, let's go back. The point is, the Queen supposedly didn't know about it. It wasn't the Queen's fault. But come to find out, that's not true. Come to find out that the Queen personally rejected Harry's Remembrance Day request. There you go. The Queen declined Prince Harry's request to take part in the Remembrance Day because they're trying to suggest that the Queen didn't know anything about it. But no, the palace said the Queen made the decision herself, and she took all of 2 seconds to reject him. Yep. The article says, and I'm quoting, "Remembrance Day is sacrosanct when it comes to Her Majesty's diary. It's one of the most important dates in her calendar, and nothing is done without her knowledge." People were suggesting the palace's reaction to Harry when he asked was petty, but it was the Queen's decision, and what's more, she had very strong views on the subject. While she has enormous admiration for Harry's achievements in and out of the military, this was seen as an example of his lack of understanding at what it means for him to be a non-working royal. The Queen is very firmly of the opinion you can't pick and choose what you do when it comes to the institution. Either you're in or you're out. There you go. So while Harry's PR team is trying little by little, bit by bit, to try to rewrite history, for the majority of us, it's not working. Nope. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Hit the like and the subscribe button and the bell for all notifications. Then go down into the description box where you'll find the links to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon, which right now is paused, a physical address in case there's something that you want to send. And for those of you who've donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.